So my job is to try to help pull that thread out, and kind of like when you get stung by something, you have a stinger, right?
One person, I have had to remove myself from family gatherings, says Abby. Another person said, I love my family, but they make me cry. Yeah, and the interesting thing about this, Lynn, is there's ways to remove this. What do we begin to do to kind of make sure that this stress that could be running right now is not spilling over into our life, into our mood, into our sleep, into our digestion? And probably most dangerous into our body's inflammatory response, which we know is a cascade of all sorts of other breakdowns. What do we do to begin to navigate this?
So the reason why I like dealing with this particular situation is, to me, we all have these, I call them a thread, right?
Mm,
We have millions of threads in our bodies. And so on that thread, let's say that when you were a small child, mom yelled at you, and for some reason that just, you took that on like, oh my gosh, I am so bad, I am so horrible because
yes.
mom yelled at me. Okay, so I, in my world, it's like a knot got tied right there in that thread. So anytime a woman, let's say a teacher when you're in the fourth grade now, yelled at you, or maybe she accused you of cheating on a test or something, but it has a very similar energy to mom yelling at you back here, we tie another knot, right? And
Oh,
now today we're in the professional world, and all of a sudden we get a new boss, and she's a female. And now this boss didn't like something that you did, and maybe in a meeting she shamed you or something like that. And maybe in that situation, because you couldn't manage that trigger anymore, you have a little meltdown in the room with the boss and everybody else. And so now it's really affected your life because you had a meltdown in front of the boss. So this is how I watch things progress. And most people can't see how the meltdown in the room with the boss is related to when mom first did this way back when. So my job is to try to help pull that thread out, and kind of like when you get stung by something, you have a stinger, right? We haven't pulled them all out, but if we can get this whole thread with all the knots out, then you don't have to have that trigger anymore. You don't have to have that behavior. You don't have to flash in front of your boss or anybody else anymore.